Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Joe Sorrell on the Lakers Fast Break. And yes, we saw probably the best regular season game, at least for the Lakers, anyways, of the year. And I was very, 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 very impressed with just the product in general, both Toronto and LA. I wouldn't say I was having a heart attack, Jay, but I did notice a little bit of a palpitation. What is it? Palpitation? Is that what it's called? A little bit at the end there. I was like, I've been a little nervous here since about 5 weeks ago during the heart attack of 2025 with the World Series. But the Lakers and Toronto put on a very, very good product tonight for the NBA. Fortunately for us Laker fans, the Lakers ended up coming away with the win in dramatic fashion with a 123-120 win over Toronto in Toronto. And the final quarter was won by the Lakers by 1 point. So that three, besides winning the three, winning the game with the three, they won the quarter. And usually when the Lakers are up at the half or up, well, they were behind in the fourth quarter, but usually when they're up at the half, they usually win, which is, I think, their 11th win this year. They're 11-0 when they're up at the half. So excellent, excellent game, excellent performance. The player of the game tonight was Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves played 41 minutes, had 44 points, 11 assists, and 5 rebounds. LeBron wasn't probably one of his best games, obviously. He finally had his, 1,297th straight game where he had double digits in a game. That came to an end tonight. He only scored 8, but had the biggest stat of the night, which was a clear, beautiful pass to Rui Hachimura in the corner. And Rui hit what he is good at, which is the corner three, swishes it with no time left for the 123-120 win. And I'm ecstatic for a regular season game at this point. Again, I try to preach as much as I can about the product. I try to preach as much as I can about playing the game the way it should. And tonight, even if the Lakers hadn't won this game, I would have been on here, maybe not as excited as I am now, but I would have been on the show to say that this was exactly what you want to see from both teams. And of course, our team, which is the Lakers, because everybody played their rear ends off. We may be frustrated with the Gabe Vincents. We may be frustrated with LeBron certain parts of the game. But in the end, the team played well. The team was consistent through 4 quarters. They were playing hard on defense. They were making good shots when they needed to. They were hitting their free throws. And this is all you're asking for. And Toronto was doing the same thing. Every time there was a 8-point lead, they'd come back. Every time they got a couple-point lead, the Lakers would come back. It was a good product, absolute great product. And I am ecstatic that the Lakers were able to come away with a win here, because they do have a back-to-back that's tomorrow. And of course, it's in Boston, which is normally, if you play this well and you go into a game, the back end of a back-to-back, you're like, okay, well, we'll take what we can get in that game, and it'll be all right. But this is Boston, and I'd like to, I can't go into a Boston game and think of a loss, but it's going to be tough because they're going to be a little tired. But I think they'll be fine. They're all young guys, except for LeBron, obviously. And I would say, if I had some advice to give JJ Redick, is I would say play Nick Smith Jr. a little bit more than Gabe Vincent. Hell, I'd even start him at this point. Gabe Vincent was probably the only dark mark on tonight's game. I just think he's struggling playing smart basketball, let alone playing good basketball. And other than that, everybody else, I think, did their job. I think Rui, when I looked last, was he didn't have a big game, but he made his shots. And again, he was doing well on defense. DeAndre Ayton had a great game. And it wasn't a big, great game, but it was a great game in terms of his shooting. He had 8 of 11 shots. There was a moment there in the first half where he was just getting the ball in the paint and just making every shot. And that's his game, guys. That's his game. What's great about DeAndre Ayton's game, when things become when everything becomes well, right? Everybody's healthy. everybody's got their defined roles because you're still kind of going back and forth on where you're going to go with LeBron and Luka and Austin. You know, but you don't really know. Like, who's going to take over in certain spots when you need them to, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, who's going to be that guy that can carry in that moment in those 3 or 4 minutes? That has yet to be decided yet because these guys haven't played long enough because of the injuries. And of course, Luka's only been on the team for a few months if you go back to last year, right? So once they figure that out, what's great about DeAndre Ayton is like an ace in baseball. And it's not the same in terms of talent, but in terms of stoppage. So when you have someone like DeAndre Ayton, and he is pretty much perfect when he's in that little dotted line in the paint. If you get him that ball in any moment of the game, all he has to do is turn around and shoot, and he's very good at making that on a consistent basis. When you have that, that is what I call the streak buster or the run buster. So if a team goes out on a 6-0 run, give it to DeAndre Ayton, figure out a play to get him the ball, and he'll stop that run. That's what he's good at beyond what he did tonight, which was try to extend the lead when his little run happened. But it's good seeing you too, Jeremy. Thank you so much. I'm here filling in for Gerald Glasser for you guys. For those of you who don't know, Gerald during the he's on the West Coast with me as well. Usually the early games, it's tough for him to get away from taxing from what he does during the evening times of 6 and 7. So he'll probably be here before the show's over, but I'm going to be here probably tonight, likely tomorrow to kind of fill in for him. I'm not sure yet 100% tomorrow, but it's looking like it's going to happen. And then I'll be on John's show, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States on Sunday morning with John's show. So we'll give you more information on that. It looks like my week's getting pretty busy in terms of hosting and talking sports. And when you have games like this, it obviously makes it a little easier. But again, I'm elated. I love early games. By the way, I remember when the Lakers were on KCAL, they Channel 9 here in the LA area. They had a lot of those. There was times where they had delays, right? And I don't like delays. Even back then, back in the early 2000s, when there was a delay, I wanted to know what was going on. I didn't want to read some stupid thing, right? So Junior Seau, God rest his soul. Junior Seau had one of the best restaurants in Mission Valley. It was like one of the main areas of Mission Valley in San Diego, right in the heart of San Diego. And of course, when you went there, you were able to get the KCAL games live. The reason why they delayed it was so people can come home and in LA, they can come home and watch the game because the internet and social media obviously wasn't anywhere near what it is now, right? So you had that ability to not find out unless you, of course, somebody like me was at Seau's calling you and saying, "Hey, by the way, the Lakers are up 10," to ruin the game for them. But I'd get there around 4:00, and it was great because everybody is dealing with traffic. Everybody's dealing with trying to get home. And what's cool is I would go to the game. I would go to the restaurant. They had the best, absolutely the best teriyaki chicken in the history of teriyaki chicken. Whoever created teriyaki chicken, I don't think will beat Seau's. And they used to say it's Mama Seau's teriyaki chicken, right? Nothing beat it. I remember they used to have the mango salsa, and then that scoop of rice. And then I remember I used to say, and the mango salsa was okay. I don't dislike it, but the rice and the teriyaki chicken was off the hook. I used to say, can you replace the mango salsa with another scoop of rice? Because I always ran out of rice, and the mix on it was perfect. But anyways, so I'd get there and I'd eat Mama's teriyaki chicken, or once in a while, if it was during the cold times, like now, I'd get the udon soup. Udon soup was freaking phenomenal. They had a really good sushi joint behind it too. I hadn't eaten sushi at that time. It wasn't my thing, but absolutely great place to watch a ball game. Great place with food, great atmosphere. Still missed, by the way, man. That the spirit of Junior Seau and Tony Gwynn. They're not. I mean, they're there, but not being alive really kind of put a little bit of a dark cloud for San Diego. That's how big those guys were. But those were the days, man. Those were the days when you could, the early games. Again, for the traffic thing, I'd watch the game from 4 to 6:30, and all the traffic would be gone. and then I go home and do whatever, right? And it's easier on the West Coast, right? Because everything on the East Coast, which is where everything is kind of based at, that's why they always use Eastern time for times. You have that, 7, 8, 9 o'clock start time for a lot of these games. And then once those games are over, people are going to sleep. For us, early games on the West Coast, shit, we're up ready to party, especially if it's on a Friday, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow's a 4:30 game. Tomorrow, we can watch the game. The game finishes at 7, and then we're out doing whatever we want, right? Whereas on the East Coast, they have to watch the game at 7:30, and then you got to wait till 10, 10:30. Most people don't go out, even on a Friday. A lot of times, it's too late for some guys. So it was a phenomenal game. The phenomenal game, perfect setup in terms of the day, and I am hoping that the momentum of tonight's game can give, let's say, Jake LaRavia, Jackson Hayes, Rui, DeAndre. So I'm using those names specifically because I think if those guys can do what they did tonight, and again, I want to give props to LaRavia. LaRavia was kind of in the dumps here for about 2 weeks. I saw his energy was a little bit different tonight. I saw a little more hustle. I saw a little bit more fundamental basketball, and he came away with 14-point game with, I think it was 7 rebounds, and he played 28 minutes, and that's what we need as a Laker fan. We need Jake LaRavia to be that guy. He had a couple of three-pointers too, which was huge. He doesn't need to be a 20-point scorer. What we need him to do is play 28 minutes and drop 14 points and hit a couple threes. You do that, you are going to allow guys like Reaves, guys like Luka, guys like LeBron, guys like whomever to have some room to do some things, and they had that room tonight. Rui, again, had an okay game, but I thought his defense, the team defense in general, was really, really good. LeBron had a horrible game in terms of statistics, but he was great in terms of facilitating. He had 11 assists tonight. And that's the thing with LeBron, man. See, if he facilitates like this and he can play just a little bit of defense, he doesn't need to be the scorer. You have Austin and you have Luka for a reason, right? So if Austin is averaging, let's just say 25 points a game, and you have Luka who's averaging 30, so you have 55 points between the two guards, right? And then LeBron can average what, 15, maybe still 20, I don't know, but let's just say let's meet it in the middle. Let's say he averages 17, 18 the rest of the year. Now you're looking at a team that's got 3 guys that are giving you enough points, the 3 guys, and then DeAndre Ayton gives you another 15, and then let the bench guys take turns on who or the rest of the role players. Let one of each kind of take turns on who's going to be like that particular role player's time, where they drop 13, they drop 18, whatever. Tonight, Nick Smith Jr., by the way, I got to say this too, because I said this on playback, but I have to say it now. Please, 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 can you use Nick Smith Jr. from now on and use Gabe Vincent as the backup? And please stop bringing up Bronny. Even if Luka comes back, just don't bring Bronny back. Leave him in the G League. Do not bring him back. Give the time to Nick Smith Jr. This guy has a feel for basketball. He's got a veteran's feel, like a 5 to 8 year veteran's feel. And he looks like he's got trust in himself. And with that, I trust him. We trust him. Make sure you harness that and use it. This guy didn't do this at home against the New Orleans Hornets. This guy did this now tonight against a very, very good team. A team that hadn't lost 2 in a row this year yet. This is the first time in their building. And this is the only time they're going to be in Toronto, of course, unless they get to the finals and the Lakers get in the finals, which I don't think is going to happen. But that says a lot when a guy who we don't know who he is, coming off the G League, coming off the scrap heap, again, starts playing smart basketball at a position that is really difficult too. A guard position, handling the ball, shooting the basket, knowing where you need to be, especially when you have ball handlers like LeBron. You have Austin Reaves doing his thing. You have Luka. You got to use this guy. You got to use him. Use him off that bench. This will also allow you to give the guards rest because this guy is trustworthy. He can score. He can shoot. He can get into the paint, make a decision that isn't stupid. That is important stuff in basketball. Props to Jackson Hayes again. He didn't play a lot tonight. He only played 16 minutes, but I felt like, I mean, 3 blocks in 16 minutes is valuable. 3 blocks is valuable in a 48-minute game because what happens is when you have somebody, even let's say at the end of the first and beginning of the second, let's say I can't remember what the timestamps were when he got his blocks, but let's just say he got 2 blocks at the end of the first quarter and then a really good block at the beginning of the second. That sets the tone. When you block shots in the paint, the team that you're playing is going to start hesitating. It's natural. Oh, shoot, I can't get in there because this motherfucker is going to be in there. It sets a tone. And I felt like Jackson Hayes in 16 minutes set a tone, not only in the blocking department, but you had to worry about him coming up and being athletic. And he had that sick-ass dunk. Again, from the dotted line, it would look like. I have to look back at the footage to see if it was from that dotted line. But, man, that guy, the reason why he was picked so high and the reason why he's got some value is that guy's athleticism is freakish, right? It's just his basketball IQ isn't where hasn't met where his athleticism is. But in those times, those are the things that are important for a 40-minute game, and he supplied that. Adu Thiero. Is this something to come? Is this something that we're going to be seeing here in the next year or two? I think so. I really do. And health is always going to play a part in this. We always have to use that nowadays since everybody has some kind of calf problem, Achilles problem, leg problem, back problem, whatever problem, right? But if Adu is going to be athletically controlled, like I've seen him in a few of these stints during this year, then this bodes well for the future when he gets his legs under him. He's athletic. That steal he had in the first half was, again, very veteran-like, the anticipation. So let's see how he develops. I don't think there's going to be much this year. Again, he's a second-round pick. He doesn't have a shooting game yet. That's something he's going to probably have to develop here in the next 2 to 3 years. But if he just creates a decent shooting ability, you are looking now at a guy that can play defense, is athletic, and of course, he can be that guy that can dive to the basket when Luka is looking for somebody, or when Austin is, or when LeBron is. I don't think LeBron's going to play past this year with the Lakers anyways, but Luka definitely for the future. I think we have been begging for cheap labor. A lot of my angst with the Bronny pick was because that was an opportunity for the Lakers to get somebody that could help this team. And of course, you guys know that story. I don't need to go with it, but it'd be nice if we can get Adu Thiero in a position where we can get him to use his strengths and is fed the right way and is given the confidence, which I think he does already have naturally. But if he becomes that guy, he becomes somewhat of a 3. Let's go 2.5 and D guy. I'm on. I mean, he's going to be an asset, and he's going to be an asset that is feasible, which is important, especially now that you're going to have to deal with Oklahoma City and their immense talent and depth. You're going to need to make sure that you have young talent on the cheap that can help you. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems because depth's going to matter with the current landscape of the NBA. Guys getting hurt, guys playing too much, getting hurt, busting a wheel at the end of the year. All these things have been a problem here the last 4 years. So there's going to need to be a setup. There's going to need to be a setup where it works. So, man, 20 minutes in, and I was going back and forth on how I was going to open the dialogue here. Sometimes the adrenaline can take you places, and all of a sudden 20 minutes goes by. I'm going to get to some of your guys' comments here. I know you're used to comments or commentary between me and the crew, but I know some of you guys are excited, and I'll get to some of your comments and try to answer some questions for you. I won't be able to start from the top because then I'll never finish by the end because we do have a few people in here. Joe, will Luka hit the first game winner as a Laker? Well, I think eventually he will. Yeah, there's no doubt. But as of right now, uh, going back to that shot, LeBron made the right pass, right? That was always his thing, right? Oh, I'm making the right basketball play. Well, tonight he did. Tonight he did. However, the right basketball play for arguably the greatest of all time isn't a pass to the corner to a guy unless that guy makes it. If Rui doesn't make it, it's not the best decision. It's your job as arguably the greatest player of all time to make sure the right play is the play that scores at the end. Well, in this case, that's exactly what happened. So props to LeBron. Props to LeBron. And again, he scored 8 points tonight, which breaks the 1,297 straight game of double-digit scoring. It's his record anyways. I don't think anybody's ever going to catch up to anyways, so I don't think there's anything to worry about. But he did have 11 assists, and every one of his assists mattered in this game, and that is what's important. The Lakers right now are 16-5. They're going to go to Boston tomorrow. If they can steal a win in Boston tomorrow, boy, does that set the rest of the road trip in a really, really good spot. I have no doubt if they win tomorrow that they're going to come back at the very least 4-2 on that road trip, and that's what I originally wanted. The 4-game homestand before they went to Toronto, I was looking at a 3-1 record. I didn't think it would be 3-0 going into Phoenix. I thought the Phoenix game would be a win, but it turned out the way it turned out, and it's okay. Again, you're gonna 82-game season. You're gonna lose some of those games that you wish you could have won. But if the Lakers can win tomorrow, I think they can come back on this 6-game road trip with a 4-2 record. I think that's a hell of a run at that point. Now you're looking at a 19-7 record, which is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And in between there, you're going to have the San Antonio game for the NBA Cup. I don't know what's going to happen in that game. That one, it kind of reminds me of the Phoenix game. I don't know. Are the Lakers going to run into a team that's going to be playing out their minds like Phoenix did a few days ago? There is a silver lining, though, if they lose. And this is, I don't want them to lose. I want them to win. But if they do lose, that means they're not having to worry about playing an extra game. So there's that. The championship game, right? If they should get there. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's see. Reaves going to Washington for 35 mil. I don't think so, Jeremy. I don't think so. I think he's taking 35 in LA, and he'll want to do that because he'll get an extra year here. So it'll be a 5-year, 35 per. I could see something like that. I think that's probably where the Lakers will stop. I don't think they're going to give him 40. I don't think they're going to give him 200 million. I just don't see it. I mean, it's not that far off, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Well, you weren't the first one to say that, Craig. Unless, of course, you were on the chat, then that is true. I didn't read it though. I would say that's probably true. I am not a Jared Vanderbilt fan, and tonight I really, really didn't become. I'm really not a Gabe Vincent fan. I haven't been a fan of his, but tonight was kind of like the clincher because you would think that, you know, you've had a couple starts here, dude. Can you do something? He just can't, man. He just can't. He's just one of the worst signings the Lakers have ever had. And he has almost a half a year to figure something out, but I just don't see it, man. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Let's see. Cardio G getting so many minutes absolutely kills me. Cardio G. That's funny. Joe Sawyer, is Nick Smith better than Jordan Goodwin? I think he is, actually. That's a great question, Johnny. Yes, I do. I think he has better ball handling skills, and I think he has a better shot. Without a doubt. There's a fearlessness in his game, an extra kind of gear that Jordan doesn't have. Very, very happy Very, very happy with Nick Smith. I think he needs to play more. Do not bring up Bronny James. Do not bring him up, and let Nick Smith Jr. play for Gabe Vincent. Use Gabe Vincent to back Nick Smith up. I think it's time. This guy hadn't played a lot, and he's still playing well. What does that tell you? Give him more minutes. This isn't baseball where you got to groom a guy in. You don't want to show too much, right? This is basketball. Basketball is much simpler than baseball. You can't really stop guys in the NBA anymore. It's just not how it works. Not baseball. You get a lefty in there with a lefty, and he's going to spot that slider in that corner, and he's accurate with it. You can get anybody out there. I mean, shit, they do that with Shohei if you're accurate enough, right? So Nick Smith, in my view, and if Nick Smith starts to play bad after a while, okay, then go back to playing Gabe Vincent. I get it, but you can't not play this guy. You got to start playing him until you can't. I don't think he's going to get figured out. I think, again, I don't see it. It's not like you're devising an offense around Nick Smith Jr. He is a complimentary player who doesn't give you a heart attack every time he's in. Gabe Vincent gives me a heart attack. Every time he shoots the ball, it feels like a miss. Every time he handles the ball, every time he's on defense, he fouled out today. How often does a guard foul out, by the way? That's another problem. It's very, very rare that I see a guard foul, but foul out. And he fouled out. And Craig, you're right. I think that won the game for him. Let's see here. Lakers Nation. This is somebody new. Is this somebody new? Games Gear Galore. Welcome. I haven't seen your name there, Games Gear Galore. Welcome on the show. Let's see. Gerald. Jared, did y'all call Gerald Cardio G? No, I didn't. You should call him that. I haven't heard that yet. He has the new improved Vando. He's the new improved Vando. Well, I'll tell you this, since we talked about Edu Thiero, it should be an improved Vando. As weird as that sounds for a second-round rookie who can't shoot, well, Vando can't shoot. He's athletic like Vando, but the problem with Vando is he can't catch. He's scared to score. He can barely shoot. So you might as well give you might as well give Thiero the minutes for that, because you're going to get better results if he's in the dunker spot. I trust him to catch and dunk. Maybe Vando has veteran feel, offense, and where to be and all that versus a rookie, because that's always a tough part. The speed of the NBA for rookies really, really hard for a lot of them. Second year even. Like it takes a while to get that like sixth sense for it. But to me, again, if you're simplifying, if you're playing a team where it's simplified, you don't have to worry about as much redwood trees there to block your shot, things like that. Like if you play a smaller team, I put the arrow in there, put him in the dunker spot, and have him handle business. So, hey, welcome.
Better late than never. Before we continue, my friend, I did want to ask if we could pay just a moment of silence or respects to Eldon Campbell, who passed away this week. I know Aussie reached out to me, and he was very saddened by the loss. And if everybody out there, if you could just say a moment to yourselves as far as Eldon Campbell, whether or not you knew him, you saw him play or whatnot, he is part of the Lakers family, and he passed away earlier this week at 57. So if we could just take even just a second of silence for respect to him and what he did for his Lakers career. Just hopefully we could go ahead and do that. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Joe, great game. Great finish. The day started with on my notification on my phone saying the Lakers, because of Luka being out for personal reasons, had gone down to a 44% chance of winning the game today. And we heard as far as how well Toronto had played at their own home, and you know what? Overcame all that. Best quarter ever for Austin Reaves, and thank God, Joe, the streak is finally over, so we don't have to worry about that crap anymore.
I thought it was poetic that because I thought it was poetic. And maybe he had to have known. He knew. But I thought it was poetic that he passed that on away, literally, to win the game.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the last time LeBron did this. Like, he used to do this all the time in Miami and Cleveland, right? Like, I can't remember this crisp of a pass to the open guy in the last minute of a game.
He
It's
is
been a while.
okay.
He's
His defense has been bad. His effort has at times has been bad. His shooting has been terrible. But his passing since he's come back, Joe, he passes like an old man at the Y, where the one thing he really gets done is being able to facilitate the ball. So I compliment him on that.
yeah, he's been really good distributing. Some of these passes that he's making remind me of 2020. He's getting guys in spots while they're running. It's almost like an accurate quarterback, making sure that when they do get to the open receiver, it's in stride, not
Yeah,
just making them stop. Right.
agreed.
Problem is, this is still basketball. You can't hide that. You can't hide him on defense.
No.
You can't hide the fact that we still need him to be a decision maker when there's a screen that holds up Austin Reaves, or if there's a press on Luka.
Because he could
And
have taken that shot, Joe.
I thought he was. I thought he was going to go to the basket.
I could have sworn he was going to do it too, but
Yeah.
he made the right play, and Rui made the shot, and then the call at the end. What a way to finish the game! What a way to finish the game, Joe. Yes,
No,
the
no,
refs finally in our favor. The refs call something in our favor.
well, it's. I didn't think. I thought the refs kind of let the guys play this today, and I don't ever really get on the refs even if there's a clear foul for my team. If I notice that they're both not getting calls, playing aggressive basketball, I'm okay with it,
Yes,
because then then you start to get into that hypocrisy side. Like, well, why are you getting mad when it happens to you? No, if the refs let these guys play on both ends, I'll deal with the fact that, because I just prefer a faster game. I don't want to deal with the little ticky tack stuff. I don't like it. I prefer, hey, get over it. You guys are big boys. Fight through it. Hell, they did it for 60 years before this pansy ass rule change. No hand checking, no this, no that. Right. The game was great. It was as good of a regular season game. It made it even greater because it's a road game on the other side of the planet, and you win games like this. This is the kind of game, when you win, creates an amazing confidence scar in the brain. You win games like this. Toronto is not a bad team. They are a good team, and they've been really good this year. And Brandon Ingram, I think, might be an all-star this year. That guy looks like Jamal Wilkes from mid-range. He is not missing jack squat from mid-range. Now, I know that doesn't matter in today's NBA. It is what it is, right?
yeah.
But he doesn't make. He does not. He has that area done. He has that area as a jump shot layup. And when you can play a team that's determined, that's young, that's got energy, and at home, and you got LeBron kind of struggling a little bit, and then your main guy wasn't there too. That's a great win. That means Luka not playing meant nothing when you do that. It didn't mean anything that he didn't play. It doesn't matter. Actually, you go up one, right? Because he didn't play, and that's one less wear and tear on his body. Now, what I will say is Luka's going to need to be careful. He's not going to be able to miss a lot more games here the rest of the year. Luka has an MVP that he might be qualifying for. He might have some awards that need to be that he'll qualify for, and we all know what that means for the bigger money. And of course, etching himself in the annals of NBA history, right?
I
Is
have
that
to
true,
let
Johnny?
Jeremy know. What?
Did Eldon Campbell die in a drowning accident?
I don't know the particulars. I just know that was passed through various news sources that he passed away at 57. which is again all thoughts and respects to his family. Jeremy, he hates Gabe with a passion. Who fouled out tonight? Was in the starting lineup for Luka. Didn't do a whole lot, I think, to really contribute to the win tonight. But I'll say this: scoring 5 points, 6 fouls. Like I said, he's actually on a 3-year contract. This is the final year of a 3-year contract. You forgot he was gone virtually the entire first year of his contract. So yeah, it I will say though, Joe, we got something we needed today, and that was production from the bench. Let's hear it for the bench, because as one of the worst productive benches in the league, coming in at 24 points a game, Joe, having over 30 points tonight from the bench was a big boost and really helped the Lakers. LaRavia, you got to give it up for him. I know we're all over the place on that with him as far as, he's not going to give it to you consistently, Joe, but tonight with his defense, he had that block shot, 14 and 7 from him, 2 and 3 from behind the arc. I want to hear what John has to say about Ravioli, because again, it's not consistent, Joe, right now, but man, we sure got it when it counted the most. And Nick Smith Jr., another 12 points from him as well.
I think when you make an assessment on a player, there needs to be a couple of years in it. It can't be just, he's not doing well the first 2 weeks of the year. So, and sometimes players don't play the way you like them to play. It's just kind of how it is. We all have that.
Yeah.
As far as the bench is concerned, what makes this an extremely positive one in terms of the bench, the role players, bench guys, don't typically play well on the road, right? That's kind of the theory. I don't know if it's 100% now with the way the game is played, but if you look at those who played today off the bench, JJ had a 10-man rotation tonight.
Yes.
And you would love at least 9 consistently. And that would be LaRavia. It would be Jackson Hayes, obviously, because he's got to spell Ayton. You have Nick Smith, who kind of has been showing something there, right? Which would be number 8. And then you were hoping Dalton Connect, but I just don't see that, right? But anyways,
played more minutes tonight than Dalton Connect.
Right. And because I just can't, and I notice I didn't say Gabe Vincent. I can't rely on Gabe Vincent. I cannot. It's done. So if you're upset if you want to get on that, you can. There's 2.5 years of footage of that. LaRavia, if he's not having a good game, if he's not doing well here, the first 20 plus games, okay, it is what it is. Let's see if he develops in the year. Connect is still kind of the jury's out on him still, right? He came in, hit one shot, and then kind of got taken out, and that's something that seems to happen a lot. It's been happening since even last year. I don't know what his thing is going to be. Even when he gets time, it doesn't work. It's just like every time maybe he feels like he's going to get something, he ends up sitting. And then when he does get the time, it doesn't click at the right time. I don't know what to think of Connect yet. I just don't know what to think of him yet. Adu, I can't put any thought on that. It's too early. Rookie, second-round pick. I'm going to let that kind of just develop, whether he plays bad or not. But Jackson Hayes, LaRavia off the bench, and then when Luka gets back, Gabe Vincent's going to go back on the bench. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with that guy. But I think at this point, if you're going to have, let's say, a 9-man rotation, I would say keep Nick Smith in there. You got Jackson Hayes. You got Adu, Thiero, Connect, and LaRavia. I'd say what you saw tonight, honest to God, for me, other than Gabe Vincent, I think that's the rotation in my view. You'll have to adjust to certain matchups too. But then at the same time, I'm like, what matchup does Gabe Vincent help? What matchup does Kleber help? What matchup does Bronny James help? None. They don't help shit. So I think if there's something we learned tonight, besides the fact that these guys played with a lot of heart, played with energy, did well in terms of team defense, they were switching well, they were getting out, and they really did play well, even individual defense tonight.
Yeah.
And it was consistent for 48 minutes. I think this team, this lineup right now that you saw tonight, I think minus Gabe Vincent deserves to be seen for the next week. That's where I'm on that one. That's the button on that.
I don't think OKC is scared of anyone.
And that needs to change.
That's
YYC. That needs to change. Nick Smith is better than Gabe Vincent right now, and he's obviously 10 times better than Bronny James. Bronny James does not belong on this team. And I mean, like, really, like, it's over. Get him the hell off this team. And play Nick Smith Jr., please. And have Gabe Vincent back him up. That's it. LaRavia, connect. Hey.
Oh, TMZ Sports said Eldon Campbell died due to an accidental drowning while fishing. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks.
How the hell did that happen? Did he get caught under a swell? Like, what the hell?
Didn't another former athlete also die recently?
Yeah, well, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah. Oh, a star. Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes. Shad Gaspard from the WWE also drowned as well, like a few years back. So, yeah. Very sad.
Damn it, man. And you knew it was going to be something tragic, right? Because Eldon Campbell was a straight shooter, straight guy. Like, that's the only part of death I feared in my life. Dying in a shitty way. On a fishing trip. Really?
Yep. It looks like it from TMZ Sports. First reported it.
He don't look 6'4", Jeremy. Is he really 6'4"?
Who?
Nick Smith Jr.?
He is listed as that, I believe. 6'2". No, he's listed at 6'2".
Yeah, he looks 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, that
6'2".
which means he's really probably 6 feet tall. Huh.
But he played well again tonight. He's only played 7 games. I believe if they keep him on the two-way, they have 40 games with him, just like with Timmy, just like with Chris Mannion. Although, again, whether or not we see Chris Mannion or somebody else put in that slot, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, so far he's averaging 6 points on the season, Nick Smith Jr. is. And I think he's deserving of more time and a more of a look because, again, we go back to overall, the bench has once again disappointed overall as far as what we've seen so far this season. And today they shined. The bench shined. You got to give it up for a collective effort between the bench to produce when they needed extra scoring besides Austin Reaves, especially with LeBron looking like a 41-year-old player. And they give it up for the bench. LaRavia came to play. Nick Smith Jr. came to play. Aduthiero and his limited minutes came to look like he came to play and added something in there. He is being slowly integrated into the rotation. And Jackson Hayes, 3 block shots, a little bit more on the defensive presence. That's what I'm asking for him, not just the lobs, not just the pick and rolls. I'm asking him to be a rim protector on the defensive end, something he hasn't done well in his time with the Lakers until recently. So I'm really, really happy to see that, Joe. Really happy to see that. No Maxi Kleber tonight. No Vando tonight. Maxi's been a stiff. Vando can't catch the ball. I know that, Jeremy, you're still asking why is he still in the doghouse? He's just a minus. His offense has just regressed to the point where it's just not going to change, and they feel they need something out there a little bit different. So JJ's getting a little bit different looks right now, and it's the Lakers were able to pull it off today, Joe.
Defense aside, I think that you have to play Nick Smith Jr. from here on out. I don't want to see Bronny James on this roster.
I did want to mention to Craig, with two-way players, you have to select which games you make them eligible for. Again, with two-way players, I believe it's up to 40 games that you can make them eligible for. So teams try to space it out between Timmy, Dick Jr., Nick Smith Jr., and then Chris Mannion as far as which games they'll be eligible to play. So I think they don't want to ruin that, because then you're just like, if you don't play them very much or don't play them at all, you're just like throwing away a game. So again, that's why you didn't see Timmy tonight. I don't believe as well. I'd love to see Timmy get some extended minutes, because I think he'd provide some scoring punch. Not a good defender. I'm not saying he is. That's why he hasn't stuck in the league. But as a scorer, he might be able to help increase that bench scoring a little bit. Yes, mate, he is a better shooter than Marcus, but well, no one's doubting, no one's taking Marcus out of this equation. But remember, Jeremy, and everyone out there, I said before the start of the season, when you guys were all clamoring, when Jovan Buha was clamoring, when everyone was clamoring for Marcus Smart in the starting lineup, I said, can he stay healthy? Let's see it through 20 games, Joe. Let's see what happens through 20 games. And sure enough, his body is breaking down, and he's got back issues now. It's now what? Hopefully he'll be back for the Boston game. We don't know. It's just a situation where you cannot trust his physical health at this point in time. Yes, Timmy can shoot threes. Timmy is a scoring threat, period.
Notice I didn't mention Marcus Smart in our rotation. It became natural, not because I'm exiling him, but
no, but he is just, you count him in there. You count him as part of the rotation period.
Okay, so reality-wise, he's going to he's going to be back, and he's going to be huge because he does things that no one does on the team, which is good.
Yeah, and I'm never going to say sit him down or bench him right now, because again, even when he's healthy, he can provide the Lakers something that they desperately need, Joe.
Yes. So I just can't keep saying ifs. I'm tired of saying ifs. Marcus Smart, when he comes back, will allow JJ more flexibility on the rotation. But first and foremost, we need JJ to eliminate the Bronny Jameses of the world, the Cleavers of the world, and just play those when Marcus Smart gets back, the 9. Play those guys. And if there's matchup issues, if there's certain things during the game that won't work, I'm not trying to tell JJ what to do with his business, but I think I'm saying this because he's kind of already done it, though. He's already connected with at least me on who shouldn't be playing. And not playing Vanderbilt was something I was screaming for last year. Mm-hmm. But the constant discussion with him is, well, he was hurt. Well, this, well, that, well, he has this. It's not about what he has. It's what he doesn't have that overrides what he does have. It's like, again, this is just a comparison. They don't meet in any way. It's like a guy that donates to charity, but then murders people. Like, okay, well, murdering people is going to overrun the charity, right? Yeah. So JJ, my irritation with JJ this summer was when he was interviewed, and I've talked about this, talking about Bronny being part of the rotation. That really pissed me off. And it pissed me off all summer, all through training camp. I'm like, is this asshole really going to put this idiot in there? Really? And then you saw what he did with Vando, and I'm like, okay, not that I had any like issues with him keeping them on there, they're kind of stuck, right? They don't have enough bodies in a lot of ways at that time. Now we're starting to see some guys develop. It's a little easier to kind of assess. But now it's like, okay, JJ, the season started, okay, and I saw him get irritated with Bronny, which was good. And then I saw his face in the last game, which I wanted to really, really make this a point, and I didn't during the post-game show a few days ago. I was not disappointed at the loss. Those games happen.
Yeah.
They were dead. They were tired. They were whatever. The thing that bothered me about that game is the same thing that bothered almost everybody else. The fraternizing by LeBron James. And then I saw JJ get irritated by it. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. JJ, in a lot of ways, he and I have a similar temperament. And when you meet somebody that's like you, I've noticed in my time, you're going to be more adversarial with that person because you kind of, one guy will be here and the other guy will be there. It's normal versus someone who's always leveled. Like I have friends of mine that are my neighbor. Both my neighbors are level guys. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. Those are my best people. My wife is like that. She doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. So you have JJ he has to play politics. And it looks like he has to play politics for just, 5 more months? Hopefully 6 more months if the Lakers make a run, right? But then again, they'll have to bring LeBron back if they win it all. But the point is, I remember I heard a lot of crap about JJ after that playoff loss. There was some bickering through because I have friends of mine that are Laker fans for 35 years. Like I've known them my whole life. They're Laker fans. That's a normal thing in my life. I've had more Laker fan stuff than I've had any other friends with the same teams like the Dodgers and Steelers. I don't have a lot of friends that are Steeler fans or Dodger fans, except until I moved here. Guys I grew up with, they were Laker fans, right? We were tight. They would say, like, I can't believe he played these guys an entire second half. I go, what was his choice? And he almost did it. The reason why it didn't work is because they choked, which is something they were doing before they played a full half. Like, it's the same script. It was the same script all year. It wasn't like something new. And you would have had to have watched every game like us to know that. And anyone who reacted to it in a bad way and watched the games like we did would have understood that. My issue with the leadership was always, are you here to win or are you here to play politics? Because I don't give a shit what anyone says. It could be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coming to me and saying, Bronny's got talent. Bronny's needs to have a run. And I'll look at Kareem and go, you are out of your mind and you're going senile. That kid has no business in the NBA, let alone a college team. So I like today's game, besides the win, besides the great play and how it ended. I like tonight's game based off of how JJ's decision on who he played was. And I think he has something here. This was an athletic team, guys. This wasn't a slow team. This was an athletic team. Play these guys. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to replace Gabe Vincent with Luka, obviously, when he gets back. And then as soon as Smart gets back, then you don't have to play Dalton Connect unless he gets his act together. Play Nick Smith.
Did you say earlier, because I was driving in, did you say earlier that you want to waive Bronny for CP3?
If you came to me right now and said we'll waive Bronny to get CP3,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah, all day long. But unfortunately, the Lakers financially can't do that right now.
No, and I don't know if Bronny. I'm sorry, not Bronny. I don't know if Luka and him will get along.
But you got to understand with Bronny, he's got another guaranteed contract next.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a
shit. I understand you don't.
Yeah,
but they do. That's why Bronny hasn't been.
He's not. Yeah, it's not going to happen as long as LeBron is there. Obviously, I'm not going to even.
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and Jeremy on Jerry, he's thoughts on possible acquisition of Giannis. Good luck, because it's not going to happen.
There's not enough assets for them to get.
Don't even dream about it, guys.
Yeah,
Don't even dream about it.
it's this is not a you don't have an Anthony Davis to throw to get somebody. They have nothing.
Not
Even Austin Reaves wouldn't be enough.
You don't have enough
Milwaukee
draft picks.
will trade him. He doesn't have a no trade clause. They don't give a shit. They will trade him where they can get a deal. And there will be a team out there that would be willing to shack him up for a year and a half. If he, like, for example, Atlanta's been at the talk of the town, right? Atlanta would make that trade because what else? What does Atlanta have to lose?
Atlanta could give up that possible #1 draft pick that New Orleans is giving them. So.
Correct. Would they do it? I wouldn't. I think that would be a dumb move. But they could and sell tickets over there for a year and a half.
Windhorst doesn't know anything yet, but I'm sure he'll have some guidance in it. Common sense tells you that the respect that the organization has for Giannis, they'll allow him to do that, but they got to be realistic to them to say, you know what, you're leaving us, and you're leaving us with nothing, or you got to leave us with something. So, like with the Knicks, because he wants to go to the Knicks, he's already indicated previously he wants to go to the Knicks. Do the Knicks have any assets left that they could give him? Of course, they can match salaries because they've got these guys that they just signed with as far as on these extensions that they could probably put in there, but the draft picks, they need to get draft picks in order to make it work for Milwaukee's side. Because that's great that, you would want him to go where he wants to go, but it has to be feasible for the organization that he leaves behind as well. Everybody says, he deserves to go where he wants to, Joe. But the problem is, if let's say Luka tomorrow said he wanted to go back to Dallas or to Memphis or wherever, that's great. Maybe the Lakers would actually try to go ahead and have those conversations, Joe. But what's in it for the Lakers? What's in it for that team that's trading away Giannis? You have to think about that as well. It's not just, okay, you want to go here? Okay, we're going to get you there. It's okay, we'll try, but is there a deal good enough to help sustain or grow our organization after you leave? Correct, Trayvon. Correct, because they traded all their picks for Bridges.
Here's where Giannis can control this. Unfortunately, he can't control it this year. He can control it next year. Because he can opt out in the summer of 27, and he can tell Milwaukee, this is the last year I'm here. So you guys got to trade. You got to get something for me or don't. By the way, this is where I want to go. Then they have to send him there. But it's going to have to be a deal that makes sense still. So if the Knicks, if he wants to go to the Knicks, they can give Milwaukee Karl Anthony Towns, which is going to be bad because Karl Anthony Towns will be.
You already have Turner. Why would they need that?
Well, Turner, I think that's why they've been talking about Turner getting traded. Good luck on that one, by the way. Mm-hmm. I feel bad for Milwaukee. This isn't the Colorado Rockies or Boston Red Sox or the Yankees of late cheaping out. And I say this, you can't cheap out. It's sad to say that about the Yankees because their payroll is what, $250, $300 million. They haven't cheapened out really, like common sense wise, but they've cheapened out in how they pay certain players. Anyways, point is, Milwaukee has done everything for Giannis. My feeling, if I was advising Giannis, and I know that every year that passes, you're losing a prime year, right? That's what Giannis is now starting to worry about. But I'm sorry, you can't. How do you've won a championship? You've won the MVPs. Okay, it's not like you're losing out. It's not like LeBron in 2010 where no one wanted to come to Cleveland no matter how much he begged them. He hadn't won shit, And he was worried that he was going to be the next, Dirk, until Dirk won it, right? Like he was, at some point, LeBron would have won a championship, but it wouldn't have been until probably later if he had stayed in Cleveland. The thing is, I would console with Milwaukee, and I wouldn't let it come out the way it is. Yeah, this deleting your shit on social. I was very disappointed in seeing that. I thought Giannis was bigger than that. I really did. I thought that was stupid. Doing shit like that on social media, that's a petulant child. Okay? I get angry. I get upset. I can go off the handle sometimes. Sometimes it sounds like, what the hell's the matter with you, Joe? Why are you getting all emotional? Like, a lot of times that's not really about anything other than because I'm letting steam out. Okay? But I'm not going to go on Facebook and go, there's some people that just don't understand, or do something cryptic. If I'm going to say something on social media, it's going to be, I think I had one of my first posts on Facebook the other day. And I hear people talk, and then I think of things sometimes, right? So I always crack up when somebody says, "Oh, you really can't trust anybody these days, and you can't really. Oh, my friend did this to me." I'm like, "Well, how old are you?" I'm 45. I'm like, "You still have friends? You're still picking your friends that don't that treat you like that?" I go, "Don't you think now it's time you look in the mirror? Maybe you're suck ass at picking friends." But my favorite one recently was people who, and this always been actually one of my favorites, but it just kind of hit this last week. People who always say they're busy. People who always say they're busy. Motherfucker, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm the one with the family, the mortgage, the business. I got to drive from here to Egypt every other day to do business. LA, San Diego. I was in San Diego today all day. So don't tell me about your busy bullshit. And I said it in a way where if somebody keeps telling you you're always busy, that means they don't give two shits about you. That's my message when it comes to that, right? In this case, Milwaukee has, dude, they ate how much money from Lillard's contract? All to do what? To sign Miles Turner. I'm sorry. I'm looking. It's a bad decision, but
it's a $200 million decision. The $100 million you're eating with Damian Lillard, and $100 million plus
to me, and see, this is the problem with the system. This is the problem. It's just like anytime I don't want to get into politics here, but when you say that, oh, there's we need to have more taxes and to the rich and this and this and that. No. What you end up finding out is the middle guy and the lower guys end up getting hit worse. Milwaukee, which is a small market, look at the situation they got put in, because they're doing everything they can desperately to try to keep this man happy and to keep him in town, right? But they're not going to be able to. Giannis will not end his career in Milwaukee. It's over. He's gonna leave, whether he's gonna get traded or whether he's gonna opt out in 2027. Now, for me, I feel, and I don't know the inside. I'm just going by what I've seen. I'm probably wrong. Maybe they were dicks to him behind the scenes, and we don't know. I don't know. But to me, based off what I've seen and the things that they've done, I feel like Milwaukee has bent over backwards for this guy, and I don't want him to turn into a James Harden. That piece of shit absolutely buried Houston when Houston licked his ass, licked his face, licked everything on this guy to give him everything he wants, and he turned on him like the skank that he is. Don't do that. I think that would just be bad in taste. And you got a year and a half. If it were me, I would go into next year telling Milwaukee privately, guys, try to find the best deal you can. I will help you. But if you can't find what you want, I have to leave this summer, which is the summer of 2027. And then at that point, Giannis has to think of this too. He wants to win, right, G?
Yep.
Still wants to win, right? And I have no doubt that he has at least a couple more years of prime ball left after 27. I have no doubt. He has it, barring any major injuries. So if he wants to go to a team that doesn't have to move so many assets where it now becomes a problem when he goes there, right? Remember when Kobe asked for a trade? The whole point with Chicago is we can't send everybody to go get Kobe. Like that was what Dr. Buss said. Like, Kobe, if we send you to Chicago, we're just going to gut that team. And then you're going to go play to a Bear team over there. Like, it's not going to help you. And then, of course, Jerry West talked Kobe out of signing with the Clippers because he goes, you can't go play for Donald Sterling. Absolutely not. You're not doing that. And he listened to him. Again, when I tell people, Jerry West got Kobe twice, not once. He got him twice. No one ever knows, right? He confirmed it. Unfortunately, in the post interview when Kobe passed away, he had confirmed it. I didn't know it played out that way until then, but I knew Jerry was part of why he did not go to the Clippers because there's no way Elgin Baylor was lying. And everyone was like, Elgin. I'm like, no. Elgin's a good man. I think he shouldn't have stayed. I think he should have never worked for the Clippers. I thought that was a bum move on his part, working for that piece of shit.
Agreed.
But I'm like, no. Elgin Baylor is not that guy. I believe Elgin. And of course, when you go against Kobe at that time, people will pitchforks and freaking machetes, right? I'm like, no. There's no way Elgin Baylor's he's like the first LA with Jerry superstar, right? Like that's the man. He was actually the bridge. He got drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers in 59, and then he came to LA in 60 with Jerry in 60. So if he said that Kobe said he was coming, he was going. But then Jerry came and Mr. Clutch again, made him, no, you're not going to go there. You're not going to go play for that owner. So, Giannis, if you're listening.
I'm sure he is.
Giannis, if this gets to Giannis, if Milwaukee has been treating you well, I don't know 100%. I don't. But based off what I've seen from my end, they have bent over backwards to get you a competitive team. You've won there. You're a legend there. You're going to have your jersey there. Wait a year and a half, and then you can decide. Unless they can trade you and make you happy. But understand this, if they trade you somewhere other than Oklahoma City and maybe the Spurs, you're going to go to a gutted team. You're not coming to LA with the current roster. I'm sorry, folks. Laker fans, you're not getting Giannis with the roster you have right now. You have Austin Reaves, and that's it. And you're not trading LeBron because LeBron ain't going to Milwaukee. He's got a no-trade clause, and you're obviously not going to take Luka in there, right? So it's done, guys. It's done. You're going to need Giannis to wait, in my view, so you can get him outright, and then you don't pay for shit, and then it's on. I can't believe he drowned. I knew it was going to be something stupid, man.
Such is the case. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Eldon Campbell. He passed away earlier this week at 57. TMZ reports that it was over a drowning during a fishing trip. So very sad to hear about his passing, Joe.
So when we talk about the Lake Show, the term Lake Show, you know what that's from, guys? For those of you who haven't heard already on the show, we call things the Lake Show, right? Well, the original Lake Show, the birth of the Lake Show was that Laker team with Eldon, with Vlade, Sid L3, Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, like that gap between 92 and 96. That was the Lake Show. And we've talked about it on the show, how we Laker fans loved that team. And we did. Just to show that you guys, because I get killed a lot on, I'm a title only guy. I'm a title only guy. Did you see that? Giannis, I can't tell you how happy I am that you're here. Thank you so much. That was fast, man. Oh man, you guys something else, man. You guys online. I always look at these memes and these videos, and I sit here and I'm like, dude, how much time do people have to react to things like this, man? You guys are like freaking. You guys are like machines, man. You're like quick. Congrats. Thank you for listening. But go back to the Lake Show. The Lake Show, just so we love the Lake Show. We love the Nicky V teams. I called it the Nicky V teams because he was kind of the leader until Magic came back to his second stint or third stint, if you will. Nicky V was like the guy, and then Eddie Jones, that was the backcourt, and they were so entertaining. They played their asses off, and they won some epic series during that time too. And even when they did win the series, they pushed that 93 Suns team to 5, almost won it, should have won it. They pushed that Spurs team in 95 when David Robinson was the MVP. It was one of those things where we were so proud of them playing outside their minds and talent to the point where they were giving top teams at that time trouble. But we knew they weren't going to win anything. We knew. We didn't know what to think at the time. The internet wasn't really vast at that point. I mean, I remember being on the internet in 96, 97 regularly. 96 really was the year of Shaq's arrival. Like right before it, that was when I really started getting into the internet, looking at things, looking at news. I remember vividly. So Eldon Campbell played a part in that. Now, I'm trying not to be negative here, but Eldon Campbell frustrated Laker fans. He frustrated me. He played. He's the 90s version of Andrew Wiggins. You know, Andrew his motor is slow. That's how Eldon Campbell was. That's why they called him Slow E. Was it the Slow E? E slow?
Well, it's just the thing is though I felt there was still some untapped potential that never got realized. I was always wanting more with him as a basketball player, but again,
We all did. That was the problem. He never.
I was hoping him and Vlade would really gel as 2 7-footers, being able to take up space in the lane, and it just never materialized the way
I thought for sure him and Eldon Campbell and Shaq would work. It didn't work. He's just he was kind of like Lamar Odom, but worse. He was always pegged as the guy that could be the perfect piece with the perfect team, but he just never played. He never played up to it. He didn't. The irony in that he didn't play up to his potential, at least in my view, until he went to Detroit and helped them win a championship against the Lakers. His defense was unreal in that series. It's like, really? Eldon, you waited this long to screw your old team? And Eldon Campbell, by the way, for the record, if Shaq had demanded 140, Wes is on record saying we would have had to have dropped Eldon Campbell. That was the next move. There was no way that Jerry West was going to lose Shaq that summer. And he told Shaq, hey, man, you want me to drop another guy? Then you're going to be playing with nobody. And then finally Shaq's like, no, I'll take the 121.
Once again, the Lakers pull it out in Toronto, the Great White North, with a 123-120 victory. Again, Austin Reaves, that third quarter, his greatest ever scoring-wise, Joe, 22 in that third quarter. But it all led up to that third quarter, Joe, led to the decision that was made defensively in that last possession, Joe, because it wasn't LeBron that was double teamed. It started off as a double team on Austin. Got it to LeBron. LeBron is one-on-one. LeBron didn't want to make the move, so he passed it, and that was the wise decision. But interesting how things have changed, and the undrafted guy is the one that Toronto's worried about the most.
Well, in LeBron's defense on that, LeBron is And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter.
41 in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're talking about 15-year difference. It's just not very realistic to look at a NBA professional basketball player and say a guy that's been 15 years your senior needs to be more of a problem. It's just not. LeBron has stretched it as much as anybody has, at least in my lifetime. My lifetime of watching NBA basketball. I never really counted the Robert Parrish or the uh, Vince Carter longevity because they were more just role players and they were just there to kind of be a part of the rotation, but they're just not. They're not they weren't an integral part of of a team that needed their talent.
Yeah.
Keith Willis is another one, right? Am I saying that? Is it Keith Willis?
Kevin Willis?
Kevin Willis. Sorry,
Yeah.
thinking about an NFL player, old Steeler NFL player. Kevin Willis, same situation in a way. Um, LeBron. If the Lakers are to win this year, they have to have LeBron playing well.
Yeah, that's a good question, Trayvon. Because he said, is Braun the fourth best player on this team right now?
He can't
If he
be.
is, you might as well give the gift wrap the title to
Yeah,
OKC because
and I'm not sure.
says he can't be. He can't.
I'm not sure if LeBron can be the third best. He has to be the second best for them to win it, unless there's reinforcements. It's just not. It's not going to work, guys. Reeves will get exposed by athletic freaks in the playoffs, especially guys like Jamal Murray. If Jamal Murray is healthy, and he's dropping 50 when he's healthy. He's going to be a problem.
He's just dropped 52 the other day.
Yes, it's going to be a problem. Now, based off the current history, I don't think Denver based off that, I'm not trusting them to be healthy by then.
Well, they've lost two of their starters right now.
Yes.
So
there is an in there to get around. Same thing with Houston because they have an 80-year-old Durant. As good as he is, as prolific as he is as a scorer, still to some degree, you're asking him to play another 60 games, then the pressure of a playoff game, and then Houston's kind of a young team. You can kind of get around that too. The one you can't get around is Oklahoma City. That's a problem. You're going to need an epic injury for that to not go well, and it's probably going to have to be either Chet or SGA. No, I think if they lose Chet, they'd be a problem because he's too good on defense. He's the windshield wiper. As good as they are on the perimeter, he's also the windshield wiper.
Yeah, they could go Williams just to dominate the ball, similar to what SGA does in his absence until he recently came back. So I see what you're saying there. YYC again, YYC, they are playing. Everybody is focused in on these losses where they got wiped out by OKC and they got beat handily by the Suns. The Lakers, the way they're set up, are primed to have a dud every now and again. If those guys aren't clicking on offense, it's going to be a rough night because defensively, we're just not that good. But as we've seen, Joe, 4 out of 5 times, there's going to be some player clicking on the offensive end to the point where they can carry this team to be competitive or carrying them to wins. We saw the other day where, Luka, even with that 38, just didn't seem like it was good. In fact, that second quarter was probably the worst I've ever seen him play in my career, in his career, that I have seen him in that second quarter against the Suns. So again, this team offensively, you see how well it clicks out there, guys, when they have all their players. So I understand that you guys want to put them all up to OKC, but as a team that's right below OKC in the standings, I think that's more believable, Joe. But if there's a injury to an SGA or, as Joe said, to a Holmgren, there's a key injury to OKC, the Lakers could be the team right there to take advantage of it.
And you can't not factor that in these days.
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren has an injury history, and he is huge for that team. Huge. Because he's a team player. He is doing things that very few NBA players do these days. He can shoot and he can block shots and at an elite level. Tonight, for example, a lot of the reasons why they won tonight, if you want to put it in numbers, you look at the statistics tonight. The Lakers shot 50% from the field, which, by the way, they're leading the league in there, right? I didn't know if a lot of people knew that. It said it on the telecast. They're leading the league in field goal percentage. That's why they're winning a lot of games. They're on the bottom third of 3-point shots, but tonight they shot 42% from three, and then they hit 85% of their free throws. That's a recipe for winning. 50 from the field, 40 from three, and hitting 85% of your free throws. You're gonna win a lot of these games, especially when you have someone like LeBron, like Luka, and a guy like Austin who's having an all-star year. You're gonna win more games than not if those are your numbers, especially when you're playing an athletic team on their floor. So the Lakers still need a perimeter defender, and I'm crossing my fingers they figure out something by the deadline. They absolutely have to have that, and they have enough expiring contracts to make it work. If somebody needs to get rid of a contract, I just don't know if the Lakers want to give up a first-round pick again.
Well, they only have one.
Yeah.
They only have one to choose from, and they don't get three until draft day, and only draft day, guys. They don't get three to play with until then. That's the only day that they do, that they have three to play with. So
Well, Nick, to tell Luka not to do what he's doing in the first quarter, how do you say that to him when they're 16-5? We're talking about the Lakers are officially a quarter of the way into the season.
Yeah.
It's official now. It's been 21 games. How are you going to tell him that? What am I going to tell Luka? Hey, don't shoot and score 23 points in the first quarter? Are you trying to say that makes other people cold going into the second quarter? Why isn't Austin Reaves cold then? He's been dropping 30 points. He's dropping 40, almost 40 without Luka, but that's natural because you got to have Luka do his thing too. I don't have a problem with how the ball and the scoring is distributed. I don't care about that. Our issue is right now is how can we get a rotation that you can depend on game in and game out? They don't really have that guy yet because one guy is always injured. One guy's out for personal reasons. One guy's got a groin. One guy's got a sciatica. It's always something. But the thing is, throughout all that, they're still winning. And us getting angry the other day, I wish I had been more clear on this. I wasn't upset about the game. You see those games all the time where they just can't do anything.
Yeah, they just lay a dud.
The issue was LeBron fraternizing. That was the problem. That was my worry. And if the Lakers end up getting blown out tomorrow, I don't think they will. I'm just saying if they do, it's going to be because you have a bunch of young guys who blew their nut in this game.
And Boston did play Washington, but bad tonight. But the bad news in Washington, but the bad news is they beat him by 45, Joe. So they're riding on a little bit of a hot streak. They're finally putting it all together just before Tatum gets back. So the East might be looking different for the Celtics. So,
I'm going to say this, guys. The Lakers have only played 21 games together with this particular lineup. Look how good Ayton has been so far. Look how good Reaves is. Reaves is playing out of his mind because he knows what's coming. He knows he's got $180 million for sure coming, at least 180. And maybe he's telling himself, maybe I can get to 200 if I win some playoff games. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
And I wanted to go ahead and we talked about, Joe, setting aside a moment or two for to remember Eldon Campbell. On the plus note, because people were asking what are the personal reasons for Luka Doncic being out of the lineup today. Congratulations to him and his wife. They've welcomed their second daughter into the world.
I thought everybody knew that.
No, that was
Huh.
because again, it just listed as personal as far as that, because there's some people were asking why that was. So, congrats to Luka and his wife for having their second child. So,
Was the kid born here or in Slovenia?
I believe here. I believe here.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Great news for him. Now, will he fly over to Boston for tomorrow night's game? I'm not counting on it. I'm keeping the fingers crossed because
If Phil was
fresh Luka. Yeah, there you go.
if Phil was coaching, yeah. Did you ever
Uh,
hear the story of him and Rick Fox?
yes.
You heard of it, right?
No.
For those
Yes,
of you who haven't heard,
that one.
yeah, it was during the playoffs in 2000. At the time, Rick Fox was with Vanessa Williams, and she was in labor in New York. And of course, when you listen to Phil during that interview, you could see he's trying to be accommodating, but he didn't give a shit. He's like, all right, go. You could tell he was thinking during that time, all right, I get it. When the baby gets delivered, get your ass back here. And of course, Vanessa, according to Rick, was like, "Are you really doing this? Like, you're really gonna leave? Your baby just was born. Like, who do I appease? Phil Jackson or Vanessa Williams?"
I did want to ask when Nico put in there. Okay, because you were talking, because I first brought up Herb Jones and Trey Murphy as possibilities during the summer and whatnot, and obviously the Herb Jones part of it has increased because Trey Murphy, if they trade away Trey Murphy, then New Orleans is the dumbest organization on the planet. But if they trade Herb Jones, the Lakers could definitely be a possibility. S1 Nico's asking you, if they trade for Herb Jones, does that move the needle far enough for OKC to match up with OKC?
I would say it's a much better matchup.
I would get closer, but I'm not.
But we don't know what LeBron is going to be.
Yeah,
We're anticipating that LeBron is going to play himself into at least getting to be at least LeBron of last year before he burnt out again. And that might be why he's holding back. It might be because he knows, look, I got the boys kind of backing me up here, and then maybe he turns it on at the end of the year. I don't know. I'm hoping that's what it is. But LeBron has to be, and I'm putting this on December 4th, 2025. LeBron has to be the second best player on this team for this team to have a chance to win it. And if they get Herb Jones, by the way, if they get Herb Jones, it's likely Rui's going out, which is fine. A terrible thing to say after what he did tonight, but the point is,
if you
got to give up something to get him.
Well, you could throw in. Okay, I'm just doing it now on NBA Trade Machine. I mean, you could do a Herb Jones, Sadiq Bey, and Yves Missy for Vincent Kleber and a first rounder, and that works. Or you could think about it. Almost works. It says fail, but you could almost get it working there. So those are particulars right there. So if they just want the expirings and a first rounder, you may be able to keep Rui in it as far.
I think there's a team out there that'll give them 2 first-round picks for that.
Probably.
The Lakers would have to do I think no matter what, the Lakers have to have a partner to get somebody, no matter what they do, whether it's Herb Jones, whether it's somebody out of Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
It just I don't see how they can swap 1-to-1. They just don't have enough.
Well, look who's here. You've been asked, and as far as to be on the show, they were saying, where were you? I think Black was here earlier. Trayvon, I think there were some others asking for you. It is our good friend, Mr. John Costa. John, a.k.a. Mr. Lakers Corner on social media outlets all over. He's done his 3-minute report. Hopefully you'll get a chance to like and hit that thumbs up on that as well. Great to have you here, my friend. Your thoughts on the performance by the Lakers this evening, escaping Toronto with the victory?
Escaping is a great word, Gerald. Escaping is a great word. For everybody that wonders where I am, guys, right after the game ends, I work on doing my 3 minute recap and I edit it and then I get it posted. So that's where I was at. But um, look, y'all, Austin Reaves, Austin Reaves, man, I feel like he just continues to get better and better and better and better. And it's like every time when if you want him to be a second fiddle, all right, he'll give you that second fiddle. You know, Luka's out, Luka's having a kid or whatever Luka's got going on, or Luka's injured or whatever Luka's got going on. Now he's your first fiddle. There's not a lot of players in this league, you guys, that has the ability to just go from second to third fiddle to first fiddle. Like Austin Reaves has now done that on command. That guy is one of one. But what I really want to talk about, Gerald, is because I guess people label me as the LeBron guy, but I'm
well, that's just one of two that they want to talk to you about. That's just I've got a list going for you.
I'm the fair guy, which I've said time and time again. When LeBron does wrong, I get on him. And if you don't believe me, go watch the Suns post game stream. Go watch my 3 minute recap. Go watch endless amounts of evidence where I get on LeBron when he needs to be getting on. But I also give the man his praise and honor, I guess, when he deserves it, right? And tonight, man, I just want to talk about, because one of the biggest things that I had an issue with from that Phoenix game was the looming just aura of the 10-point streak. Man, my doors, I can't yell too loud because my door is kind of like not all the way closed. But man, fuck that streak, y'all. I know my daughter hear this explicit. You know what I'm saying? But that streak, y'all. Like that's how I was feeling in the Phoenix game. I'm like, bro, we are trying to win, and you and JJ and I was so disappointed in JJ. I was so disappointed in Bron and all that. And again, I'm not even gonna harp on that. I've already touched on that. But what I love to see in this game is how he passes up the final shot, right? Which would be his chance for the 10th point. And even if he misses, fuck it, we go in overtime. I could get my 10th point in overtime. That won't be a problem. Makes the right pass. Like that's one thing about LeBron that I've said so many times. Look, to be real with you guys, and throughout LeBron's career, maybe not, in these ugly 6-game stretch that he's showing us, but throughout his career, 9 times out of 10, LeBron James is making the right pass. And even some people, we could even point back to when he passed it to Danny Green back in the bubble, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, you should have took that shot. You should have took that shot. Or there's so many times in LeBron James' career where he, makes the right pass. I'm so happy to see it right here in this situation. And honestly, I really do believe him making the right pass here to Rui for the game winner. In a way, it kind of like erases the disgusting BS he was doing against the Suns. He's laughing with the other team. Well, and he doesn't erase that, but it erases him trying to go for the streak more than trying to win. And the last thing I'll say on the streak is I'm honestly glad the streak's over. Shout out to our boy CJ. CJ was in the playback with me on Lakers Corner, and CJ, made up a great point. Like it needed to be over. Like it needed to be finished with, so that we can just focus on what's at hand, which is winning. And it's crazy that we even got to say that, because that should have been implied. That should have been the number one thing that was implied. So for that to not be implied, it's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. The streak is over. And as a Lakers fan, I'm honestly glad for it, because I like LeBron, but I do not like LeBron more than I like the Lakers. So
and second on the list,
talk to
Lakers got a unexpected boost of energy off the bench, including again well over 30 points. I think 40 points from the bench today, close to it. I'll total out the numbers here in a second, but 14, 7, and a chase down block that was really one of the best plays of the game. Also a hustle play just before he called a timeout to go ahead and get a loose ball as well. Was the guy that, again, he's not been consistent. I will give you that. But for $6 million, you got that effort today in Jake LaRavia, my friend.
Man, yo, Gerald, I'm gonna see if you've been listening to me, Gerald. What have I been saying about Jake? Like, what's my issue? What's my issue with him?
Well, the fact that you think he got the position because he was a friend of Austin, that you said, I think the original words are paraphrasing here that you said that getting him or him being on the team, you don't know what you see. He's like, I don't know what everybody sees in Jake LaRavia, I think was something paraphrasing what you said as I was driving away from the Legion Stadium at the time. So I know that you are not the biggest fan. And again, he is not consistent. I'm not going to sit here and defend him for that because he's all over the place. Because he gave a donut last week, if you remember correctly, for as far as is concerned. But today he gave you what you need, and if given the opportunity, it really helped us out. When you don't have Luka there and LeBron offensively outside of his passing, which was good, really good, and we did compliment his passing today, over 10 assists today, but nothing else. It was great to have that support from Nick Smith Jr. and Jake LaRavia today. And again, I'm hoping that he can start putting things together where he does this more consistently. But I don't know if he'll actually do that because we saw the 2 20-point games he had, and it's been all over the place since.
Yeah. So my point that I was going to say is, and to answer your question, or to answer my own question, Gerald, my first point on Jake was I don't see it. And then he had that 1 week we had a 25-point game, 27-point game. And then I was like, okay, I see as to why he's on this team. And then he had that week where he went right back down, and he's been down since then. And my thing this whole time, and the answer I was really looking for was this. My thing with Jake LaRavia has been the confidence and the aggression. I know he's not going to put up 25 and 27 like how he did in those 2 games where it was like, okay, wow, I see why Jake LaRavia is here. But what I wanted to see was the confidence that he played with in that game, was him putting the ball on the ground like he did in that game. And every game since then, he has not been like that. Now, a game like today, I saw that confidence. Again, quick shameless plug, go check out Lakers Corner. I just did a 3-minute recap, and I talked about Jake LaRavia's aggression and confidence in this game, right? And I feel like that's what we need to see from Jake. Like, and if you hear any player talking about the NBA, they'll tell you the difference between the good players and the great players in this league. Yes, it's, talent and whatnot, but one of the biggest differentiators is a unwavering amount of confidence. I don't care if I miss the last 15, I'm about to shoot this 16th and it's going in, versus some players in the league are like, I shot my last 15 and I missed. Let me swing the ball. Let me do something else. No, let me see that ball because I got an unwavering amount of confidence. And I'm going to be honest with you, Jake LaRavia, that's what I want to see from Jake. When we see that from Jake, I think his game will just slowly just start to come together more consistently, because he can give us nights like this where he played confident, but he'll also give us a night where he has a dud. Looks like he doesn't even want to bring the ball up court. Looks like every time he gets the ball, he's looking to get off of it. That's not a confident player right there, and that's not going to work in this league. So, yeah, kind of how I feel about Jake.
Joe, any
report
to that?
Props to Jake LaRavia for in my view, the play of the game beyond the game winner, the chase down block. If he does not make that play, they go up 4, and they have momentum. That could have been the breaker. And I remember during playback, I said that right there may be the play of the game should they win this, and they did. Props to Jake LaRavia for not giving up on that play, and it was a nasty block too. I mean, if he had slowed down this much,
real shit,
it would have been a goaltend.
Real shit. I honestly
I mean, it wasn't even a bank layup. It was like a bank rim layup. It was like right like in the lip ass of the rim, and he blocked it at the last. It looked like the Miggy Rowe throw at home in Game 7. That's how close it was. I don't know what it's been. I don't know what it is with LA, man. They're having these moments of just like hair, not even an inch, man. A milli inch. A millimeter, sorry. A milli inch just sounded better. Joe is positive when the games are earlier. I love early games because I get to now party.
Come on.
I get
Ooh,
to
there you go.
party. Look at that. So we watch the game. We do a post-game show. We're an hour 40 in, which, we're going to be done in about 20 minutes. Now it's 9 o'clock.
You know what that means, bro.
And for those who know me, I don't like to party on the weekends because that's what every schlepper out there does. Every broke-ass 9-to-5er does. I don't
be a schlepper.
I don't do that on the weekends. That's too busy. Everybody's out. All the freaking heathens are out. I like partying on Thursday, Wednesday, Monday, because the bars are empty. The get-togethers are empty. The only ones that are out are the ballers, the ones that own their shit.
Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe.
I live that life, guys.
Come
I do.
on.
And if you don't believe me, come see me.
He's him, man.
I am him in this world.
He's him.
Austin Reaves is him on the court tonight, definitely this year so far. But you guys want to live the him life? All you got to do is call me. Roll through.
Hey, as soon as we hang up from this stream, Joe's about to be in action. Okay, in action.
It's 8:40 p.m. on a Thursday. This is prime time. Prime time.
Double team.
It used to be ladies' night back in the day. This is when ladies went out, right? And met their men's.
I don't let my lady go out.
That's how it used to be. Things have changed, man. Now, ladies' night is just a click away on OnlyFans or Insta-ho.
Gerald's like, damn it. Let me light up my light here.
What are you smoking? The doobie? What?
No, my L.
Oh,
the L. Yeah. Remember when he used to light that up on every Lakers victory?
I still do.
There you go.
I still do. But Joe, we can't be on that type of time though. If that's what you want.
Hey, do you drink that bottle every day behind you?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You drink that whole thing every day once?
Yeah, for sure. Damn. Probably more than once.
What do you must be pissing like every 5 minutes.
Fuck yeah. But I work from home. So
that's the problem with water, man. I can't I drink a gallon of water a day and you'll blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, then I'll be in the bathroom 5 to 10 times a day. Like I'll be spending half the time in the damn bathroom.
The healthiest thing. And honestly, besides playing basketball, I don't really care about being like healthy. I just like eat whatever I want. I probably smoke too much weed, but still, water keeps me
maintains
good.
A healthy lifestyle.
Water and being a parent and basketball. That's what keeps me upkeep.
Wait till the metabolism slows down.
And if I want, I could do this on y'all, man. Stand up my desk on you guys.
Oh, doing one of those?
Yeah. It's a stand-up desk. Oh man, I just ruined my ball.
That's what you get.
Okay. All right. Again, ready? Here we go.
All right.
Don't smash your ball again.
I promise I won't. Look at that.
Only the Lakers fast break does this for you guys.
We have tables that move, folks.
None of these other channels do this for you. Only we can bring you John Costa's Lakers Corner Desk rising to the occasion.
Hey, I like that. Honestly, but this is like a big deal for people that work from home because
you don't want to be slouching all the time.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be slouching the whole time. And I have like a little walking pad under. I could just like turn on, like just like walk. And I got it all for free. Shout out to Zoom.
There you go. Zoom is
the employer of the year, honestly.
Do you want me to close out, G?
Let's close it out.
Joe's like, dude, I'm trying to go party, dog.
No. That's not why. I have time.
So, Joe party, yes. Go ahead, close it out.
The point is that I just like to brag about the lifestyle.
Can I brag about something?
Yeah, go ahead. Conference.
I want to brag about something.
Go ahead.
Look at this drip show.
Oh, okay.
Drip show.
Yeah, that was nice when I saw that.
I saw that.
Yeah. Big shout out to Drip Show.
At Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter, please. If you want something like this as a Christmas gift, hit him up, follow him, like him right there, and then send a DM to him. See what he can do for you. At Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter.
I need to figure out
John,
where.
YYC's asking, do we have any shot for Giannis?
If it happens like Anthony Davis, where Anthony Davis is like, I want to go to LA and LA only. Giannis can absolutely do that. Because why would he not? Who wouldn't want to play next to Luka? Right? Like, who wouldn't want to come play next to Luka? So, I think we have a shot. And did you think we had a shot at Luka?
No,
no,
not in a million years.
But guess who that guy is?
If you had come to me and you said, "What is one star in the NBA that there's no chance of you getting?" Jokic, Shea, Luka. Let's say those three. 100%, I would have said Luka's no chance
for sure. 100%.
Imagine that.
And now,
as good as Shea is,
this guy's on our team.
As good as Shea is, I still would have picked Luka as a guy there was zero chance to get.
Oh, hey, Joe. Oh, hold on, Joe. Never mind. Giannis doesn't want to come to the Lakers. Best League just confirmed it.
Wait,
he said, "No, guys. Giannis
does not want to come to the Lakers."
Oh, that's it. All right, cool. Now we know. All right, cool. Giannis isn't
Best League. You have no idea how much we needed to know that from you.
Best League. Now we know. Thank you so much.
Your standing in the sports news community is just top notch. I know that you were probably there with Giannis and Thanasis and Onassis and all the Nasses, and they let you know, right? They let you know. Yeah, we appreciate you letting us know
Best
that.
League.
Thanks, Best League. I just hope you don't become mid-league by that comment. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to need you to come in on Sunday.
Got to do it with a coffee cup in your hand, Joe.
And you got to make sure, Gerald, this is important. Everybody forgets this or don't see it. He's wearing suspenders with a belt.
Mm-hmm. Got to
forget
the tie.
That is the key part.
Mm-hmm.
Suspenders with the belt. Never forget that. You'll never not see that now when you see the movie. I watched. That was the last VHS tape that I religiously watched. When I first got that, I didn't watch it in the theater. I had heard about it, and then my buddy Vinny goes, "Hey Joey," he goes, "Joey, you got to watch Office Space, dude. Here, I'll let you borrow my VHS." So I went home, popped it in, and I was really big on sleeping and watching a movie before I went to sleep. Like, that was my ritual for years, right? Now I put a movie on for 5 seconds, I'm gone. At least back then I'd watch it and then fall asleep. Once in a while I fall asleep during it, but more often than not I'd watch it. Dude, I watched that movie every day for a month. And I'd say 25 out of the 30 times I watched it all the way through. It was a game changer for me.
What movie are we talking about here?
Office Space.
Best League. Yes, we've reported on the show many times. Yes, that he's asked for a trade to go to the Knicks. That happened during the course of the summer. We know that. Everybody knows that. That's been reported multiple times. But if the Knicks don't have enough assets, the Lakers certainly don't have enough assets. Let's be real about this. What can the Lakers actually do to trade for Giannis right now?
Which is why he only comes if he's like to the Lakers and the Lakers only. Because the Bucks at this point, they are indebted to him. Like, they have to do right by him. So he has to go where
he don't. The Clippers didn't do right by Chris Paul.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
the
Clippers example as an organization?
John, the future of your franchise, okay, he might want to go to the Lakers, or let's say a team, if they don't have the right assets or don't have the assets that will, if it's just going to leave you in the lottery for the next 5 to 10 years, if you trade him away, that's not good for your organization and your fan base.
But it's also not good for your organization if someone comes to your organization, does right by you, brings you a championship, then you don't do right by them. I guarantee to you, Gerald, players and agents will take that into account when thinking down the road.
They always go eventually to where the money is. They always go eventually to where the money is. Okay. They tell you that. They tell you that as far as the integrity and all that, and say, don't go. You know what? If Milwaukee had, open cap, as far as lots of money to be able to spend, they'll get their share of players. But the thing is, you have to worry about what you're leaving your organization with. If your best player wants to be traded. What are we going to do to help rebuild this team moving forward? You just can't give him up for nothing. That's the problem. And the Lakers don't have much of anything that they can give up with. LeBron's on a no trade. So there you go. As far as the $50 million in cap space, Lakers just don't have enough cap space to give unless they gave up all their expirings in order to go ahead and make that happen if they wanted to do it this season. Plus, they only have one first-round draft choice. You think the Lakers again can get another top 10 player in the league with only one first-round draft choice? Come on. Did you see how much heat Nico got after he made that trade? You think that the Milwaukee GM is that stupid as well?
Hey, listen, Gerald, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what I'm saying, if it does happen, it's going to happen one way only.
Then you're
Giannis
going to deal with
demanding his way here, and the Bucks being like, damn, you know what? Let's just do right by him, and let's just do right by Lakers corner and Lakers fast break.
And let's just, screw our own team for the next 5 to 10 years. I just see fire John Horst. Fire John Horst. Yeah, that will go right after he's traded out. He'll probably be fired anyways because of waiving Damian Lillard, like Joe and I talked about, and then spending $100 million on Miles Turner, and then signing almost every Antetokounmpo on the planet after that. So yeah, he'll probably be gone anyways. But at least he can say he tried everything to keep Giannis in Milwaukee, financially possible. No one can say he didn't, because he tried every which way to circumvent the cap to try and keep him. Now, ultimately, it has led out to a underachieving, under 500 team, John. So, but again, if he gets traded tomorrow to the Lakers, you're not going to get a myriad of assets for him back, and that just makes your already under average 500 team a lot worse. You're talking like Washington Wizards level for the rest of this decade, John.
No, for sure. No, again, I understand all that, and I'm just saying, Gerald, where there's a glimmer of hope, I'm there.
I'm not gonna lie to people. I'm not gonna lie to these people. I'm not gonna try.
Gerald, and you don't have to lie to these people. But I'm gonna give myself a little bit of hope and say, you know what? If Giannis demands
Jim
the
Carrey.
location,
okay, Jim Carrey.
If he demands the location, and the Bucks want to do right by him and by us, they'll make it happen, man.
Guys, Best League knows what's going on.
You're right. Best League already said, "Come on."
I don't know why you guys are talking. Just listen to Best League.
So you're telling me there's a chance
he's going to go to OKC if he wants to go to the West. He knows this. He sits there. He has dinner with him every night.
There's no point in us talking about.
Yeah, there's no point in us having a show. Let's go. Bye.
I think OKC could actually trade for him just so that he wouldn't get traded to anywhere else, guys. They have enough assets where they could just put him on their team and just say, you know what, we got you. We didn't need you, but we certainly got you just so we could go ahead and keep you away from everyone else, because they have that many assets to throw at people, which is scary to say the least.
They should just trade for him and then just waive him, and then be like, well, he's just not going to get picked up. And
let's ask Best League what Giannis is going to do. Best League,
what did Giannis have for dinner tonight?
Uh,
What did he eat tonight?
That's crazy.
Did he speak Greek at dinner? Was it Greek to you?
All right. Send us on out. Lakers win. Go ahead.
Lakers win. Oh, Lakers win. Was that
W.
good?
That's
He's a torta. Do you like tortas, Best League? There's two meanings for tortas. Are you meaning the real torta or the torta?
Come on, Joe. Joe's a hipster, Joe. Joe,
being in Southern California, you see tortas all over the place, but
absolutely.
But
you see both the tortas all over.
And the thing is, so there's a funny thing about tortas.
Okay,
they're the secret. They're like a secret for those who like them. Because there's people that there's things that, you know what I'm talking about.
You got to walk a fine line here, Joe.
But they don't want to make it public.
Yeah.
Best League would know, probably. He's probably
for
with a
sure
torta,
would
right?
know.
Are you with a torta, Best League?
Probably with one right now.
Right now?
Probably she on his shoulder like, Best League.
That's crazy.
Best League's like, yo, what the did I do? I'm just
Best League, don't try to play stand-up comedian on here, man. We will take you down, baby. We will take you down to Chinatown.
Oh yeah.
And there's a real Chinatown in LA, by the way, with tortas. So, with that, I hope there's not a lot of tortas watching the show.
They might not subscribe anymore.
Who knows when she's a torta?
No, you need time to party, man.
Anyways, thank you for being here tonight on a glorious evening in Toronto. And to put a little bit more lemon in the wound,
Ooh.
LA wins a close one again in Toronto. Lakers beat the Toronto Raptors 123-120 on a game-winning shot by Rui Hachimura. And where have we heard that before, Gerald? A Japanese player beating Toronto in Toronto.
Ooh.
Oh, it was destiny. It was destiny. Again, thank you, LA. Thank you for the hosting, Toronto. Until tomorrow night, when we go play the turds, the green turds. Have a great evening. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
I hit the button already.
What button?
The button to end the show.
You mean no one hears us right now?
No, they do.
Oh, you mean you hit it and you didn't need me to hit it?
That's correct.
Oh, that's why I didn't do it the first time. I got you. Go Lakers.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.